All right, guess who's mad because this is the second time she's filming this. Whew. Hello. You've read the title, you know why we're here. It is a 24-hour reading video. However, first of all, I just want to acknowledge the elephant that is sitting in this room here with us today, and that is that I filmed this video a very long time ago, and so I'm dubbing it the Lost Vlog. I think I filmed this maybe in like March, April, May time-ish. We had ambitious plans to get it out very quickly to the world, but that was not the case, unfortunately. But I didn't want to lose this experience because I had such a good time filming this video, reading all the books for this video, and challenging myself to try something new and different in a possibly different way of doing things. So as it says on the box, this is a 24-hour reading video. In the past, I have done these by reading for a span of 24 hours. However, for today's here journey, we embarked on reading for a total of 24 hours. I had grand plans to finish this in a week, but clearly that did not eventuate. And thus, I will be your tour guide here, and I hope that I can cobble something together that makes some form of coherent sense. We do lots of things in this video. Obviously, we spend a lot of time, but we do lots of things. So strap in, grab a cup of tea, and I will throw you back to past Michaela, very, very past Michaela, who embarks on part 1 of this video. Hello, wait, I'm not ready. Bear with me, 1 second. Today is currently a Tuesday, so we have until next Tuesday to have read for 24 hours. We are embarking on this journey. Welcome. But you may ask, Michaela, what are you reading currently? That's a fantastic question, and I'm ashamed to admit that I am still reading A Burning Throne by J.D. Ronan, which was in fact released on the 14th of April, and I'm so sorry to the author for being such a terrible arc reader. I'm aware that my brain is currently in a reading slump. I cannot translate from words on a page into my brain currently effectively, and so to also supplement and fill the void of brain no worky, we're gonna read some graphic novels because I have about 25 of these bad boys sitting here waiting to be read. When I get through, at the very least this, and that will make more plans for reading, but I do not want to get ahead of myself because this is the first priority. I am 58% of the way through, so I have made a significant progress chunk since last time I spoke to you about it. So without further ado, let us go and do that. Not all tonight, obviously, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Literally the second I turned off the camera yesterday, I fell into the doom scroll hole of my life. Wednesday, take 2, instead of starting after I had done a few other things, we are starting with reading today, reading first. I may give myself a few hours grace next Wednesday if I haven't quite met it, but we'll just see where we end up. We'll see where we end up. It is currently 5 p.m. and we shall start our 3 hours of reading now. Nay, it's 8:25 p.m. I've read nothing. I spent an hour on the phone and then I proceeded to spend 2 more hours playing just mind-numbing phone games, like puzzle, Sudoku type phone games, which is telling me, unfortunately, that I don't think I have the brain space to read a complex fantasy world right now. I also am really hungry and need to eat some food, but it is sad and dreary. My brain hurts, my head hurts, and I just want to turn it off. I don't want to use my brain anymore. So we're going to switch to a graphic novel. I'm going to employ my own reading slump techniques on myself. You start with the easiest thing first. And if your brain doesn't work, you read graphic novels. I have volume 6 that I'm up to. If I get through volume 6 somehow tonight, I'll read volume 7. That's the plan. If after my brain has been woken up and reactivated, if my remaining 2 brain cells once again can rub together and spark enough motivation to read anything else, I'll try the fantasy. But at this stage, we're going to put it down to maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow will be better. Everyone at work has gone home with COVID. 3 of the work people have COVID. I wonder if I'm getting COVID. Surely not. I've dodged it pretty closely recently. So fingers crossed that's not what this is. I'm sorry, ma'am, but this is a children's graphic novel. Alright, we're officially halfway through. It is, however, 11 p.m. I am exactly 1 hour into this challenge at this point. I'm not going to delude myself into thinking that I'm gonna finish reading this tonight because it took me an hour just to read half of it, and I don't want to be awake at 12 again for the second night in a row. And I didn't even read last night. And so I will bid you adieu for the night, and I will see you on the morrow, in which I hope I can actually read something, perhaps, like just words on paper. We might upgrade from pictures, who knows. Switching to a graphic novel was the correct choice though. I just consistently astounded by how the advice that I give other people actually works sometimes. Crazy.
Today's the day! The sun is shining, the tank is clean.
The tank is not in fact clean. We are going to clean it now. That is task number 1 for this afternoon. Hello, welcome to day 3 of reading. I made it just shy of an hour and a half last night. I recognize that you can't see me. Hang on. Okay. Last night. Really? Tell me more. We made it another half an hour last night. So we made it pretty consistently to the 4th story. There's 4 stories per book. It'll take us roughly half an hour to read that this afternoon. I do have to clean his cage though. The tank is not clean. That is my job, and I have to do it before it gets dark because otherwise he gets angry, or even more angry than he is right now. Do you want to peek in? Bear with me. Want to peek in? I'm going to clean the birdcage. I'm going to clean the birdcage and then I'm going to read. We are not doing the sit. We do not sit. If we sit, we stop. There's no stopping today. We are all aboard the motivation train. It is leaving the station. Oh my goodness. Patty, you're going to be so entertained. How exciting. Are you excited about your new toys? We finished a book. She's done it. And in like not terrible timing either. At 2 hours. 3 days in, 2 hours. It's fine. We're fine. It is genuinely cold here for like the first time in quite some time. So I want nothing more than just to sit here for the next hour or so and just read. That's literally all I'm gonna do. There was some like heavy and like child protection-y things in this one. Quite interesting. Interesting family dynamics. I might touch on it more a bit later, but things got heavy. We're still within the realm of the TV show. The stuff that is occurring is still what happened in amongst all of that. I do wonder if they have like combined maybe some of the stuff from the two, because like the big bad for the TV show has already been defeated in like halfway through this one, but the after content is still occurring. We shall see. We shall see. If I tire of this, I might pick up the fantasy once my brain has reactivated. I'm just gonna keep reading. I'm enjoying reading. I'm having a good time. This is good. Very exciting enough for me to like pause reading. This, I think, is actually where we start to get into the bits that I don't know about. We've just introduced a character named Scylla, and they do introduce him in the TV show, but that's not until the very end. I actually think it's like the last episode at the end, and it's like, oh, could this be a new villain? But then obviously they just never made any more of it. So this is nice. I'll actually get to know more about what happens in the world. This is where my knowledge ends. This is exciting. We're endeavoring into the new territory. We went on for another few days of reading where and when we could. It was not consistent whatsoever. I was also eagerly waiting for my butterflies to hatch. The second one did, in fact, hatch, but the first one is also here. That was a different time. I don't know when that happened. It was at this point that we embarked on part 2 of this journey.
How is it that every single time I manage to vlog me catching COVID?
Every time. For the last 2 days, I have been unable to do really much of anything. Aside from sleep, for starters. I've slept so much in the last 2 days. And then also, I have made it most of the way through A Burning Throne. Hang on, bear with me, I'll go get it. I have less than 100 pages to go, so I'm quite close to the end. Much with the last one, like with A Deadly Vow, picks up at the end, gets a lot easier to read at the end. But also, I think the romance in this one is a lot more prominent, which I have been thoroughly enjoying. Definitely more character based in this one than plot based. The plot stuff still goes over my head. I'm still very confused, but more on that later. Again, low power mode, COVID brain, turns out. I also managed to finish both volumes 7 and 8 of the Witch graphic novels, so they're also under my belt. And at this point in the video, and the week, I guess, we are officially at 9 hours and 10 minutes of reading in this supposed 24 hours of reading. I feel like we're just gonna shift the tone of this to be how long does it take me to actually read for 24 hours as opposed to can I read 24 hours in a week, because I don't think I'm gonna be able to read 21 hours within the next 2 days. And that's okay. Again, we're being flexible, we're rolling with the punches, we are going with the flow. Due to aforementioned COVID, I do in fact have some time off of work now, so I can catch up on reading. My plan for today is purely to finish A Burning Throne. Only goal I have. Nothing else really matters. I neglected to mention before also that I am also listening to audiobooks at the same time as doing this, but I'm not technically counting that as like reading for this purpose because I know I can listen to audiobooks and I know that I can do that on low power mode. There is no issue there. My issue is physically reading words on a page right now. So we're only counting words on a page reading or words on a screen reading. Audiobooks don't count for this here video today. But I am currently listening to Alloy of Law, which is the like technically 4th book in the Mistborn series, but it's like first 3 and then next 3. So it's the first one of the next 3. It is good. It's not what I expected, but I'm having a decent time with it. I am enjoying the characters. I'm enjoying how the world is a little bit different post end of Mistborn number 3. But I also started yesterday listening to the second Ice Planet Barbarian. Still don't know if I can get behind the alien romance though. Still don't know if it's my jam. Within everything today, I do also want to dedicate some time to editing a video for you to actually watch. I've been doing a lot of filming of the videos for you to watch, but not a lot of editing of the videos for you to watch. So it is nigh on time for me to actually give you something that I have been working on. So that's the plan today. A Deadly Vow, editing a video, maybe listening to some audiobooks, but that is the plan. And we shall chat once more when I have more reading updates for you. Okay, so big camera has battery
charging right now, so we're back to little camera, which is a weird, odd feeling. It feels like old school Michaela. This is old school Meekela reads. So where are we at? It is merely, I don't know, 3 hours later, maybe, if that, not even. 2 hours later? We'll go with that. It's definitely under 2 hours because we have officially hit 10 hours, so just over 10 hours, and we finished A Burning Throne. Oof! Ended with a bang. Ended with a very large cliffhanger, enough that I'm gonna read the next one when it comes out. We have still 14 hours left of physical reading to be done in this video. Like I said before, gotta try to do some editing first. That is like first and foremost for today. If by some miracle I get some time this afternoon to continue reading, I'm gonna pick up the next Witch graphic novel. That's just a given. What are we up to now? 9. I'm not loving this arc that we're in. It's the first one since not knowing anything about what's happening in the series, because outside of the TV show and whatnot. Yeah, not loving the arc. It's a bit like boring, dare I say it. Lots of very interesting family stuff happening though for the girls, but the magical stuff, not loving it. Hopefully it gets better. I think this is the last one. Yeah, this is the last of this arc, and then we jump to a next arc in the next one. So watch this space. But I need a physical book to physically read, and recently I picked up Bride by Ali Hazelwood. I know nothing about this whatsoever, aside from the fact that it's about a werewolf and a vampire, and it's Ali Hazelwood, and it's her first like adult romance fantasy, I guess. This is our next physical read. I've been dying to read this since I picked it up, and I picked it up way later than I thought I was going to. That is the plan for today, even though it's well into the afternoon. That is the quote unquote plan. So strap in. Hopefully it's an exciting afternoon. Did you get out? Boy. Now, this is where we got real dicey with reading and filming and doing anything consistently for the video. But we rallied and we entered part 3 of the journey. Hello. It has been long enough that I have a new hairdo. It has been far too long since I have actually physically sat down and read for this video. I read at the hairdresser's, and that is it. When I was put in a situation that I had literally nothing else to do. And it happened the second I gave myself permission to do this as long as I wanted to. So we shall be putting a restriction on ourselves to have this finished by the end of the week. That is my goal. I have read for 11 hours and 50 minutes. So we're almost exactly halfway through. Today is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, because we're doing things on Sunday. I have until Saturday to have this done. I've started reading Bride by Ali Hazelwood. I don't know if I'm vibing just yet. I'm only 30 pages in, so we're not there yet. I don't know if I like the urban fantasy thing, but I suspect that I will like the romance. We're gonna continue on with that for the afternoon. I also have to do work stuff, but we do what we do to get through with what we need to do. And if I'm stalling with this one, I will pick up a graphic novel again. I will do it, if I must. Okay, cool. Are we good? You can hang out here. Hi. Let's get situated for a hot second. Come on. Good boy. Hey. That's it. You're okay. Anyway, now that we're sitting, I've read some book. I am exactly 142 pages into Bride. So the premise of this book, this is Ali Hazelwood's first romance but fantasy. Not quite romantasy, but like in the vein of it. We're following Misery. She's a vampire. She is, in the first chapter, forced into a marriage with Lo Morland, who is the alpha of the werewolf pack
in this world. This is like an urban fantasy because we are in the current day. There is humans also. There is a fair bit of like somewhat world building within a world that's already established because it's ours. Somewhat to do with how the vampires and the humans and the werewolves all get along, because none of them, like, species wise do actually get along. For her entire life, Misery has been like the collateral to make sure that these species don't obliterate each other, essentially. Misery is like somewhat forced into the marriage, but she agrees to it to an extent. In reading this, it puts me at just over 14 hours. I will continue with Bride. However, we have some updates. I have been listening to, where is it? Oh, right, literally right in front of my face. A Closed and Common Orbit by Becky Chambers. This is the second book in the Wayfarers series. Is that what it's called? The first book is The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. I did recently listen to The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet and then naturally progressed onto this one, which I had not read before. I'm approximately like halfway through listening to this. I have 5 hours left in the book. My issue is that I'm listening to it on Spotify and my hours have run out. I don't want to pay $15 for 5 hours of book. I'm just going to physically read it because I have the book in front of me. I can't justify doing that when it's literally right here. So we're also going to be reading some of that. I think I'm up to chapter 31, maybe? 31. I have 2 minutes left in 31. That has left me now needing a new audiobook. Thankfully, literally last night, my hold for Icebreaker has come in at the library. I'm listening to that, but that's not relevant to this video because what is relevant to this video is these two books. This is my night. Let's make some progress. I have exactly 3 days to read 10 hours. That's not that bad. That's like just over 3 hours a day. I reckon I can do that. I reckon I can do that. I have been reading for 17 hours and 10 minutes. I have 6 hours and 50 minutes left to go, and there is exactly 11 hours left in the day. It's crunch time. I'm going to sit here until I have finished this book. I have about 100 pages left, and this is all I've wanted to do all morning. And then after that, who knows? The world is our oyster. We're done. It is done. My thoughts. Oh boy, howdy. Let me pull up my notes for you. 3 things off the bat. The witty, cheesy, cliched banter, though sometimes excessive and very in your face, was so enjoyable and I genuinely really enjoyed it. It was just fun. This was a fun book to read. It ticked all of my paranormal, because that's what I've realized. It's not really fantasy, it's more paranormal. It ticked all of my little paranormal teenager heart dreams. Also, it felt really almost like a movie. You could see at times, like, there'd be a bit and then it would be like a cut scene, and it played like a movie in my head so well. That is something I love about Ali Hazelwood's writing. It always has been. That has not changed. It does also come through despite the change in genre for her. The werewolf anatomy bits, just don't know how I feel about that. Don't know how I feel about it. But this spice was spicy. Spicier than probably some of the other ones, I would say. And again, classic Ali Hazelwood, we had the women in STEM, regardless of the fact that we're in a paranormal romance. We still had women in STEM. We are officially at 19 hours, just over 19 hours. We have approximately just under 5 hours left. I'm going to jump ship from reading physical books for now. I can't decide if I want to continue with A Closed and Common Orbit because I know that I need to read this before I lose the momentum. I've only got about a third of it left to go. Or if I want to pick up the next witch graphic novel just to, keep the momentum rolling. Or if I start some manga, perhaps. I did find out yesterday that the audiobooks that the Kobo stuff offers is probably not sufficient enough for me to cancel my Audible subscription at this point, but maybe enough to pause it for the next month or so. I don't like that Amazon doesn't give you the option to do Kindle Unlimited and Audible, but also Kobo doesn't support Kindle, so I can't do it either way. I think we might do a manga. We might do the first fairy tale manga to start with, and then we'll jump across to maybe A Closed and Common Orbit, and if I fatigue on that, then we shall read the witch graphic novel. Becky, why do you do this to me? I'm being quiet because it is currently 19 past 11 and I am exactly 23 hours and 20 minutes into reading. I have 1 minute to spare if I read for the next 40 minutes straight. So I'm gonna do that and probably actually speak to you tomorrow when I'm not a sobbing mess. Hello, welcome back. Did you have a lovely time? Did you have a good stay? Did you enjoy the journey so far? It is Definitely not tomorrow. I just want to clarify that. It is not even the next day, the next week, or the next month. We move on. But overall, let's do a quick summary of the books that I did manage to read in this video. Because there was a few. Predominantly, I did manage to read 4 of the Witch graphic novels. I read 6, 7, 8, and 9. This was really cool because we spanned finally out of the section that I had prior working encyclopedic knowledge of. So it's cool to further explore and expand in that world. And as a part of that, I did also start this one. I didn't quite finish it. I maybe only got like 1 chapter in. Given it's been several months, I am flicking through this one now, and you can already see the art style changing so much, so that's also super cool. As previously mentioned, I did also listen to audiobooks, and I did physically finish A Close and Common Orbit by Becky Chambers. I don't know what it was about this one that hit me so hard. I didn't exactly enjoy the characters as much as I had in the previous one, but the story was still really cool, and I do love me a good found family story. And just the character growth and development that Becky Chambers does. And then finally, I did read the entirety of Bride by Ali Hazelwood. This one took me so far back to my paranormal romance roots. I loved it. I had the best time. There were some things that I really was not sure about whatsoever, mostly because I don't typically read werewolf romance books all the time. And so there's like a few things that I'm like, that was odd. But it's Ali Hazelwood, so we live, laugh, loved our way through it. And I actually think that that was it from all the books, if I'm remembering correctly. A big thanks to everyone who has stuck around, and also a big thanks to everyone who stuck around with my like stupid inconsistency that has been happening more recently. Life is lifing far too hard at the moment. So much. I have statistics of all of these also because I'm a nerd. All in all, I read approximately 1,862 pages, which totaled to around 8 books. Oh my god, no, I also read Fairy Tale. That's right. I also read the Fairy Tale graphic novel because I got it for free with the 1-month free trial of the Kobo books. It was cool. Probably won't read the rest of them just because I don't want to have to pay for them. There's so many of them. And also I could just watch the anime. It's pretty similar. Probably just gonna rewatch the anime for that one. So yes, 8 books in total. Roughly 1,862 pages in 24 full hours of reading across approximately 2 months. I think I did well. I think for the purpose of this video, we did the best that we could, and we can also do better. We're being dialectical about it. Both of these things can be true. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're having a fantastic day or night, whatever time it is where you are in the world. And I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.